Yes, omulabi wa Soul TV twebaza okola omulimu gw'amaanyi tuli wano Kiwaatule olunaku olwaleero ennyingo eya 11 eya ssemateeka w'omukulembeze gw'eggwanga okwogerako eri eggwanga nga ebula ebbanga ttono nnyo okunyomeza abantu oba okunyosoma embali y'eggwanga ku bituukiddwako. In fact olunaku olwaleero palamenti lwegenda okubanga eggulawo n'omwaka omupya. Kakati twatusidde wano Kiwaatule okwogerako n'omubaka ono ye ssentebe w'akakiiko ak'enkyukakyuka y'obudde giyite climate change, omubaka okuva gwayita Lawrence Binka gwe tugenda okubanga tuwayako naye tugenda kubanga ate tutunulira okwogera kwa president olunaku olwaleero. Honorable, you're live on Soul TV. You can greet our viewers there as we proceed.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Bika Lawrence Songa, Member of Parliament for Ora County in Zombo District in West Nile, and I'm also the chair of the Parliamentary Committee on Climate Change in the Parliament of Uganda.
Yes, Honorable, because of the time factor, we are going to move a bit faster. From your observation, if you can compare, what is your expectation ahead of the head of state speech today?
Thank you very much. Today at 2 p.m. we shall be at Kololo for the State of Nation address. And I expect His Excellency the President to address some priority issues that are concerning Uganda. And one of them is the issue of economic growth, where we expect the President to talk about the status of economic growth in the country, especially focusing on youth unemployment or youth employment, because there are so many young people who are unemployed. And then there are many graduates who are also coming out and they cannot find jobs. And then the issue of industrial development in the country, I think that is very important, because when we have industries, we shall be able to create jobs for our people. So those are some of the area. And then also things to do with infrastructure, because you cannot power our economy, which is agro-based, if we don't address the issue of infrastructure, especially issues to do with the road transport. Because farmers, these agro-based communities, these farmers need to reach the market. And also business people need to move to the farm gate. There is no way you are going to do that if we don't address the road sector, if we don't work on our bridges, so that we can, these businesses can aid the economy. For example, I come from Zombo District, which is a border district, and it is a food basket for northern Uganda, but we have poor infrastructure. The road system, the bridges are all not passable. So we need to address such, because this is a border district that is actually connecting to DRC, and so the roads are actually economic and border security roads. They need to be maintained so that it can boost the economy, but also protect our sovereignty as a country. So another area of infrastructure is in the area of water. You know, many people, especially women and children under 5, are dying because of preventable causes caused by lack of water, sanitation, hygiene, nutrition, and then energy for cooking and lighting. That is causing high mortality among these groups. So we need to address these preventive diseases than building big hospitals without medical supplies or facilities. We can prevent if we can give them water, sanitation, hygiene, nutrition, improved nutrition, and also energy for cooking and lighting, because many of our communities are dying because of indoor air pollution, especially children under 5. So if we can address that, it will be less costly than building even bigger hospitals.
Honorable, you people coming from the border districts, we have been having a challenge of trade, cross-border trade. Some countries are really being unfair to Uganda, denying our products. It happened in Kenya. Have you addressed this matter, and from your expectation, what do you expect from
First of all, the West Nile region has about 5 revenue-generating border posts, which are linking both South Sudan and then DR Congo. But they are not well accessible because of poor infrastructure. We need to address. They are generating a lot of revenue. Of course, some of the borders are we have porous borders generally. We have porous borders. That's why we also lose revenue. That's why our argument is, if we can address and strengthen those border areas, link them to tarmac, and also have all the infrastructure, the one-stop center, we shall not be having these issues of smuggling and so on, or tax avoidance and so on. Yeah.
Honorable, as the chairperson for the Climate Change Committee, we have been seeing a lot of weather changes, especially too much heat. As a committee, what are some of the achievements and how have been able to handle
thank you
this?
very much. Along that line, actually, this is one area the president must come in to address today, because climate change, our economy is agro-based, and we are depending on rain-fed agriculture. We are an agricultural country, so that means in our agro-industrialization, most of our industries will be agro-based, and then a little of it will be in the mineral sector. Now, these agro-based industries need a proper, well-preserved environment, well-conserved environment, and also the issues of climate change must be addressed. Otherwise, it can interrupt. There are many farmers, smallholder farmers, who are really suffering the impact of climate change. So if this is not addressed, it is going to be a challenge. But at the committee level, since I became the chair, we have made some achievements. We now have a law. We came when there was no law in the country to address climate change. Now we have a Climate Change Act in place. We have even gone ahead now working on the regulations. We have a committee in Parliament that can present the views of stakeholders, including communities, including smallholder farmers who are suffering the plight of this climate change. We shall be able to be their voices on the floor of Parliament so that we can receive answers from government, development partners, and all well-wishers who are working along this line. So along that line, we think that we need to strengthen awareness, we need to strengthen climate financing, and also international community must be able to give us funding that are not having too much conditionalities. That had been a big problem. On paper, there is a lot of money coming to Uganda to address climate change, but when you check on the ground, the money which is reaching is not even 20%. We need to address that.
We are running out of time, Honorable.
Yes.
It is becoming a routine now for the opposition to share presidential addresses. We saw it previously during the budget process. Even today, they are saying they are not turning up for this meeting. This is Parliament, and taxpayers' money is being spent here. From your observation, how is this the right way to handle parliamentary affairs?
There are things that should be done irrespective of political parties, irrespective of tribe, irrespective of religion. And one of which is, for example, if, for example, members of parliament are going outside Uganda, whether you are in opposition or different political parties, you must speak one voice. When we are talking about the state of nation of Uganda, where you have issues like lack of water, lack of unemployment, climate change, these are non-boundary issues. They need to be addressed by everybody. So I would really implore that everybody should be able to participate in this, because we are talking about the state of nation. The state of nation, when we are talking about unemployment, it is also unemployment to the children of the opposition, to the children of NRM. When it is climate change, it is affecting all our gardens. So why this is a state of nation. So there are two areas where we should work without these differences. One is when we are leaving Uganda, the border of Uganda, we must go as one Uganda. Okay. When we are talking about state of nation, we must sit together and find the root causes to some of these challenges.
Honorable,
I think that is my position.
Thank you so much. I think we are going to link up with you at Kololo later on.
Thank you, at 2 p.m.
We are glad to have you on Soul TV.
Thank you.
I'm sure our viewers, especially the voters from Zombo, have really enjoyed this interview.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We hope to have longer interview next time.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Yes, betu betambudde olunaku olwaleero tufunye okwogera kwa president okugula omwaka omupya gwa parliament naye nga banafu opposition bagambye tebagenda gubaako kino tekiremesa mirimu gya ggwanga agenda maaso. Bwetu betambudde tubadde kiwatule ono Honorable Lawrence Binka ssentebe w'akakiiko ak'ebyenkyukakyuka y'embeera y'obudde. Nze Grace Segirinya mbadde munange mu Pinton saako ne Peter Bunyas okutuusaako ate ekitundu kino mu bannaffe aba Omusunsuzi. Mugende maaso n'okunyumira empeereza katudde mu studio.
Download the Salt Media app from the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.